The blindest person in the world is not the person who can't see. It's not the person who doesn't have sight. It's not even the person who doesn't have eyes. The blindest person in the world is a person who bases his life solely on what it looks like. Walk with me. Listen, I'm Billy Miller, the motivational minister, and they call me the motivational minister because I help people to improve their lives by teaching them life skills from the Bible. And today I got a short message that I want to share with you about the dangers of just trying to live your life based on what it looks like. Listen, let me share a story with you right quick. It's not going to take me that long to share the story with you. I used to work in a furniture store years ago. And when I was in a furniture store, we operated on what's called the UP system, UP system. And what the up system is a person sits up front and the next customer that comes in, that's your customer, that's your up. Got it? And so we would all take turns as salesmen. And when I worked at this job, man, we had that's the first time I worked with older people. And that's the first time I realized how messy older people can be, man. I'm telling you, listen, I used to think older people was like your granddaddy and your grandma. And man, I was working with some old biddies and some old skeezers. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, so it was kind of messy, but they were a trip at this particular place that I worked at. And so, man, they would kind of belittle you and do all kind of stuff. You get sales, they try to talk you down, all kind of stuff. And I've heard them talk about people too in an erroneous way. And so the store had a big glass window up front. And so you can see all the customers parking their cars, and I can see how excited some of the salesmen would get when somebody would pull up in a Porsche or pull up in a Benz or pull up in a foreign car or look like they had money. Oh, they get excited. Okay, well, I got a good one. But if they pulled up in a raggedy car, they like, oh man, here we go. Sometimes even based off of how people look, even by race, all kind of stuff, man. I'm telling you, it was wild. But a lot of people would look at people and they form this opinion about them because they was going based on what it looks like. And this one particular day, it was my up. So I was sitting in the chair waiting on the next customer because that was going to be my customer. And here come this guy riding on a bicycle. Older white guy, scraggly hair, almost looked like a hippie, t-shirt on, some jeans, socks, flip-flops, just looking kind of strange, right? And when he pulls up, soon as he pulled up, this lady said, one of the salesmen was over here was like, "Oh Lord, like who is this guy here? He coming on a bike? Oh God!" And then when she said that, this other older gentleman, salesman, one of them old geezers, right? He came whispering in my ear, laughing. That's your up. That's your up, right? And that's fine. And see, I've been working in customer service for years, 30 plus years now. And so I know enough to know to treat everybody the same, whether they coming in there looking wealthy, whether they coming in there looking poor. I'm gonna give them the same quality customer service they deserve. So this guy came in and I, introduced myself, shook his hand, firm handshake, did all my sales stuff, got his name, talked to him, had effective conversation, right? And through this effective conversation, I find out what he's need, what he's looking for. He's looking for a living room set. And then he said, okay, I'm thinking I'm interested. And I told him the price. I said, we have a special going on with finances with 0% interest. And he said, I want to try that. And I can see the guys over there laughing. They like, man, this dude ain't about to get approved for nothing. Right. So the guy went in, got the application, filled out the application. Sure enough, the guy got approved, bought thousands of dollars worth of furniture. Well, come to find out in our conversation, this man lived behind the building. He had the car, but he decided to ride his bike because he lived right behind the building. And so he decided to just come around and see what we offered. Let me ask you a question. What do you think would have happened if I would have just judged him? If he would have just came in, I would have just been like, oh man, here we go. Hey, this my up. Whew, man, this is what I get, right? Do you think I would have got the sale? Or what if I would have gave him the energy like I'm just trying to brush him off, like hurry up and get out the door so I can get back in line to get my next up? No, I treated him with quality customer service and he purchased from me. Listen, you can't live your life based on what it looks like, especially as a believer. Because as a believer, you need to be like God. Let me show you the scripture right here. This is 1 Samuel chapter 16, verse 7. It says, God doesn't look at people. I'm sorry. God doesn't look at what people see. People judge by what is on the outside, but the Lord looks at the heart. Listen, take a screenshot of that. Listen, God doesn't look at things the way that people look at things. That's what he's saying. God does it different. How do people look at things? People judge by what is on the outside. But that's not how God does it. What does God do? It said the Lord looks at the heart. People judge. What does the word judge mean? The word judge means to form an opinion by weighing the outward appearance. Take a screenshot of that or write it down. Because this is what people do. This is the world's standard of living. This is how the world lives. Until you get saved, until your eyes are open, until you learn otherwise, this is what you do. You look at the outward appearance, you weigh it, you measure it, and you come to a conclusion and an opinion based off of what you see. But listen, this is the blindest person in the world. This is the blindest person in the world. It's the person who only goes by what it looks like. It's like I want to share one more story with you too, and this is a good story. Hey, I want to take this quick moment to share with you what I call the You Can't Quit Now bundle, which is a free resource that I have for you. Listen, we all going through hard times, we're all facing challenges, and we're all tempted to quit. Well, I created the You Can't Quit Now bundle just for you. It consists of this book, You Can't Quit Now. I'm going to send you the PDF file. I'm also going to send you an 11-minute audio download. And I'm also going to send you a 3-part video series. So I cover all of your learning. I give you something to read, I give you something to listen to, and I give you something to watch. I give it to you all for free. Just comment book in the comment section, and I'm going to send it to you, or you can click the link in the description. All for free. So let's get back to this dynamic teaching. And this last story was in this same furniture store. Once again, I'm up, right? I'm the next person who's going to get the next customer. And as I'm sitting there waiting, it was this Spanish lady and her kids about to come in. And I can hear these good old boys behind me, right, laughing because this is my up. Remember, I told you some of them judge people by how people look, by race and everything. And I can hear the one guy tell the other guy he about to get the chinks. This is how ignorant they are. These are Spanish people, and they calling them chinks. Anyway, that's another story for another time. But they were laughing, and they were basing it off of who they see walking through the door. And so this lady walks in with her family, and she's looking at a bedroom set. And once again, I do my quality customer service stuff. I'll walk up, introduce myself, you know, and have effective conversations. She told me her name. I remember her name, saying her name in conversation, all the sales stuff. I ain't gonna go into all that, but anyway. And so she was looking at this bedroom set, and this bedroom set was like, probably we'll say about $2,500, $2,600. And she asked, because she was just getting certain parts of it and she wanted to come back later to get the rest. She asked me, she said, do we have these in stock or is it discontinued? And the reason she's asking this, once again, is because she's getting some of the bedroom set. She's getting the bed. She wants to come back later and get, like the dresser or the nightstand. And so as I'm looking it up, one of the other salesmen came up to me and said, hey, I think that's the last one in stock. And the one that's on the display, she said, I think it's discontinued, but you don't want to tell her that, because if so, you go lose the sale. And listen, even though during the sales time I struggled, trying to make commission and all of that, there's always a temptation to, oh man, maybe I should just go ahead and do it so I can get the sale. But listen, I'm a man of God. I have integrity. I don't care how much struggling I am. I can't lie to this lady. That's going against who I am. Because guess what? It was discontinued when I looked it up. And so I could have said, oh yeah, uh, we got plenty of them. I could have told her that. Even the owner of the store once told me, you got a lot of these people. But anyway, I said, I'm not gonna do that. So I went and told the lady, I said, hey, it is discontinued. So whatever you seeing right here on this display is actually the last one. We don't have no more in stock. You would have to take the displays up here. She said, oh man, I really like this. She said, that's okay. She said, show me what else you got. And I went and showed her this other bedroom set that we had plenty in stock. I showed her everything. And she wound up spending way more money than she would have if I would have told her to get the set that was discontinued. And she had the money. I said she had the money. See, they was laughing at me because they like, oh, look at who, look at his customer he got. But they misjudged them. Why? Because they was looking at the appearance. Let me show you this quote here that I actually said it in the beginning of this video. It says, the blindest person in the world is a person who bases his life solely on what it looks like. Listen, I can go on and on. Listen, the thing about it's important not to base your life on what things look like, right? But there's so much deception out here. You can't tell what's real and what's not real. You don't know if this person that's asking for money is really needing it. You can't go by what it look like. You can't tell if this person really got money. Look like he got going on, but he's struggling. You can't tell what's right and what's wrong, what's good, what's bad. How are we able to do this? God said, listen, don't look like the world looks. So how do we look at how God sees things if we're not gonna look at the outward appearance? Because I can't see with the inside. I can't. I'm gonna tell you how. By using wisdom. You're gonna need wisdom. And listen, I have a whole teaching on wisdom that you need to listen to. And I'm gonna put it right here. I actually got a whole playlist on wisdom, and I'm gonna put it right here. Listen, y'all see y'all on those videos, okay? Go there now. I love you. Y'all take care. Y'all stay up. Y'all stay blessed. And always remember that the word is your life.